Alright, so we got a new thermostat for the JZ. Probably gonna use just to keep the old one as just a worst case scenario backup, but those in, got pretty much everything on, timing cover. Just put it on with one bolt. It's all timed up, belt, tensioner, idler, new water pump, and yeah, pretty much I bought all these parts from Dan Perquette's website, Rad Industries. So you can get all these parts that I got from him. So makes it easy, one-stop shop for everything. So which is pretty nice. So let me throw this thermostat in, and we'll move on to the next part. All right, so we're about to install a thermostat. So what I was reading is this little indentation on the thermostat, the bleeder hole, is supposed to line up with this mark here. So that's based off what I read and watched. And if you don't, I guess you're gonna have some hard time bleeding the system. So make sure you line that up correctly and then get this installed. All right, so now I'm gonna take off the intake manifold. I'm gonna replace all the rubber grommets for the intake manifold, like the runners, like little circle rubbers. So get those, get this pulled off real quick. So pain in the butt to pull off while it's on the car. So might as well take advantage of while it's out of the car. All right, so we got the intake manifold off. Decided to clean up around each individual right here. I have this tool that I used on the LS block. It's like this rubber tool. And it kind of just takes off, you know, any markings or anything like that. And it's very soft on any surface, so cleans it up pretty well. So now I gotta replace the intake manifold gasket's in good shape, so that looks really good. These are the individual little gaskets that I bought like 12 of just to have on hand, and might as well have them all replaced since I'm taking this all off. So gotta find those. They're around here somewhere. So get those replaced, clean up the intake manifold, get it all nice and shiny again, and yeah. Alright, so I got the new runner gaskets right here, or O-rings, or whatever you want to call them. Got those in, and I did only have on this engine one NOx sensor. You see right there. That one broke off a long time ago, probably, shoot, I don't know how long ago, probably before I got the engine. So I got a new one. I gotta find out where I put it. It's probably somewhere in my office. So I get that put on and we will be all set. Put this thing back together. All right, so we got the second NOx sensor in right there. There was like this rod that was like inserted right here. Is this one? It's that right here. And every time I was taking this off, it always interfered with me taking off the oil filter. It's a pain in the ass. So little trick here, you double side right here with some nuts, and they work against each other, and you just take a wrench and screw it off. So finally took that off. I've been meaning to do that for a long time now. So right now we are going to change the little filter in the VVTi solenoid. So this is a 22. Well, it'll fit a 22, I guess. And there's a little filter on the back side of that. So once I pop this off, some oil will come out of here. So make sure you put a rag down here, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so you just fish this little filter out of there. Let's take a little pick. That's essentially what I did. So that one is out. I have a new one sitting right here in its little case. So let me just pull the cap off this real quick and put that guy back in there. And that's in. Make sure you don't lose the washer right here on the end of the banjo bolt. You just kind of bend this back over. Try to do this with one-hand recording. So kind of got to bend this line back to where it was, and then just feed the bolt back in, and we're good to go. All right, so I got the intake manifold back together. Everything's all snugged up and tight. I did order turbo feed and return gaskets for the turbo, so those will be here this weekend. Also ordered a new T4 divided turbo gasket just to replace it. You know, I haven't done it since I've, you know, put the new turbo in, you know, 2 years ago, so, you know, might as well. We're already here. It's already out of the car, so. I do need a new T-bolt V-band clamp for the downpipe to the exhaust, so that one's had a bad day. And yeah, and shoot, just start buttoning everything back together this weekend. You know, put the cover on, ignition coils back on, seal up the valve covers, and yeah, and then I'll probably clean up the engine bay, maybe get it, you know, painted again, and get ready to put this thing back in the car. So hopefully aiming to do that this weekend, so we'll see. Alright, so now I'm going to be resealing up the valve covers. So first and foremost, you know, I've got your new gasket on here. I'm just reusing mine because it's very new. Make sure you do put some RTV in these corners right here, just so it seals correctly. You don't want, you know, oil trickling down here because you're making a mess. So get some RTV right here in these two corners, and then tighten it up, make sure it's torqued correctly in the correct sequence, and should be good to go. Alright, so I got the valve covers on, all sequenced down. Got the front timing belt cover on there. Alternator on, all just kind of snugged up, but don't have it really, you know, zapped on yet. I'm going to start putting the coil packs on, and then the coil pack harness, and then that'll already be it for tonight. And then tomorrow I should probably have the oil feed and drain gaskets along with the turbo gasket. I think one of them is either coming tomorrow and the next day, so hopefully try to have this thing in by Sunday, shooting for. Alright, so got the coil packs on, harness on. Pretty much all I'm going to do for tonight. Tomorrow I'll just get the front tensioner on, pulley for the water pump, and pretty much get everything on the front all squared away. I'm trying to get bolts for the rear, so we can possibly put this on a stand, flip it over, and reseal the oil pan. So that is my goal before I put this thing back in, just because, I mean, it's not really leaking, or, you know, not much seepage I can see, but, you know, engine's already out of the car, so might as well do all that while it's, you know, make it easy and get this thing taken care of. Alright, so I got the engine on the hoist here. I'm going to try to do the rear main seal while I have it like this before I put it on the engine stand. So I just take a self-tapper, put it in there, just find an area where I can just try to pry this off. I don't have like a split, you know, in this. That would be perfect, like the edge of a hammer, but I don't have a hammer that's, you know, pretty sturdy. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how it goes. Alright, so got the rear main seal out, so I had it in there. Used the pry bar, and then used a mallet or hammer to pry against this portion. Just tap it and it'll come out pretty easily. So did look like, you know, we did have a little bit of a leak in here because it's pretty dirty inside. So, but seal looks pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe it was replaced before I got it at some point, but, you know, since we already have it out, we're gonna get it all replaced and all sealed up. Alrighty, so let me clean this up a little bit, and then we'll put the new one on. Alright, so I got the new one in. What I kind of do to get started is I actually grabbed one of my E85 jugs, and it was like perfect size, and that's how I started to get it around and tap, tap, tap. Got it enough, and then I used a 1/4 inch extension just to try and get the lip edges to make sure that they are flush here with the base. So it's flush now, so everything is good. I did add some grease on the inside here, on the inner lip here, so it goes on smoothly and doesn't really, you know, bother that seal. So got that on. Now I put on the backing plate for the engine stand, so I can put this thing on a stand and flip it over and try to get started on the oil pan reseal. All right, so we got the turbo off, engine on the stand. Gonna be replacing this, waiting for this to come in today. So I'm actually doesn't look really that bad at all, but already in here, so might as well get everything taken off. I do need to find a more efficient way of getting this turbo off. This thing is a pain in the butt. I got to take off the front portion, the front housing of the turbo, just to get to the bolts in the back right here. I got to keep the V-band on. It's a pain in the ass. I do want to go to a V-band setup at some time, so I don't know when I'm going to be doing that, but hopefully soon. Got some crusties in here, probably from some oil. Gonna probably clean this up. I do want to spray down the block a little bit, cover this up, and, you know, kind of degrease a little bit, kind of get all this oil off and whatnot. Like down here too, kind of want to get that cleaned up as best as possible. So I'm gonna take some of these components off just so they don't get bothered by any degreaser or water, and, you know, try to get this block kind of somewhat cleaned up, I guess, so it's not looking like some raggedy engine, even though no one's gonna see it. But that's my OCD kicking in. So once I get all these parts off, then trying to start cleaning this thing. Hey guys, Chris Fix here. We're gonna be doing this oil count again after we can fire this car up, because they're definitely it's definitely gonna leak. Juan, how good of a job you think you did, buddy?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we fire it up, and half the quart of oil keeps leaking every second.
Braden?
More RTB.
I'm kind of going in like a star pattern as much as I can.
It's a thought that counts.
It's a fucking, yeah, it's a thought that counts. Might have been the one already touched. Yep.
I thought you were marking them.
There's oil on the caps, bro, so the marker's not really.
It's not sticking.
Let's go this way. Some 2JZ experts gonna be like, bro, you're doing it wrong. Probably.
Like, bro,
I've done this whole thing wrong, so I'm gonna
fucking
critique
runs,
it.
it
Yeah.
fucking runs.
Runs. You know what's crazy? So when I was taking off the turbo, it's like the studs were loose too, right? Alright, so I'm now on the transmission portion of things. I'm going to be replacing the pivot ball. I got the inside of the transmission is cleaned out as best as I wanted. Everything I bought here was from Z1, so this is the Chromoly pivot ball with its washer. So I'm going to get that inserted, put a little bit of blue Loctite on it, and get it torqued down to 29 foot-pounds. And then I'm going to move on, putting the dust boot on, putting the throwout bearing and the sleeve on here shortly, so stay tuned. Alright, so I got the new clip in for the clutch fork here. So you want to have it pointed this way. When you put it in there, make sure it's pointed straight up. I just used some needle nose pliers to get it to that orientation. So I'm gonna install the boot, the dust boot, but I gotta cut out a rectangle of it because it's a solid piece, so I gotta cut a little piece out right there, just so the fork can fit to it. Alright, so we got the new Z1 fork in there, new release bearing, and chromoly ball back there. Everything is good to go, getting suited up. Now we're attempting to take up the pilot bearing with some bread.
Yeah.
The good old bread trick. So we'll see how this works out.
What? Over here. Trying to get the nice turbo cooler line on there.
The oil drain right there.
Yeah, oil drain. Some shit.
Looking over it right now.
This guy likes boys.
Hey, we're not doing that. That's what we're not doing. We're not fucking
Cut it, cut the cameras. The bloopers reel right here.
Fuck, big.
Elias is trying to put the
Yes, Chris.
the oil drain.
You should have been doing that at Willow Springs, huh? You should have been doing that shit at Willow Springs. Motherfucker didn't even pick up the camera ones at fucking Apple Valley either.
You didn't pick up a fucking wrench with Apple Valley.
Alright. I'm cutting the
Only
cam.
thing-
Cam there, bud.
Alright, so we're replacing the clutch on this. The old one was about, what would you say, 60, 70%?
Yeah.
Still pretty good. We'll have that as a good spare. Got a new one here. Got to clean off the damn motherfucking ham off this real quick.
Hey, bro, that shit ain't tiny anymore.
Is it just spinning?
I'm just fucking with you.
Hey, bro, why you gotta do all that? Hey, you're gonna be eliminated for coming over now.
Oh man.
Last be like, oh man.
Oh man.
Someone's gonna see this towel and be like, bro, really? You're gonna use that to clean your flywheel? Yes. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'll say that one's tight.
Some good old brake
What the
clean.
fuck is this, bro?
What?
I don't know. Breathe.
What?
We're
No,
good.
it's good. It
We're
wiggles
good.
because it's an AN line, bro. It twists. It's supposed to. It's fine.
Is the top part supposed to wiggle too?
Yes,
See
brother.
that shit?
Brother.
That's good. Sure, don't question it.
Okay. Inspected by?
Damn, this John just died mid-vid.
The screen turned
That's
off.
the screen turns black.
It's still recording.
Okay, never mind. I'm a retard.
You should leave that shit in the video.
Look at that.
Clean the
Cleaning
surface.
process right there. Look at that.
dropped something. I don't know what it was.
Got P-cam on the hot spots.
Someone's gonna say something.
Hey, you missed the spot right there.
Someone's like, bro, that's not. You're supposed to get it resurfaced. All right. Well, we don't have the budget for that.
Like
right?
resurface on this joint.
Who resurfaces the rotors? Like doing brakes at home. Like for real.
Oh, all right.
Not me.
I mean,
Not
if I can help it, I guess.
okay.
All right. Got the new Jimmy going on. I need the clutch alignment tool. Shiitake. That will be a good.
I seen it in one of those somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let me try to unfinger this clutch. See, make sure it goes on transmission side. It says transmission side right there.
There's plenty of videos on the internet.
I think I probably had it backwards, to be honest.
Hey guys, Hunt TV here. Gonna show you how to install a clutch today on a 2JZ.
We barely know how to take it apart.
Yeah, there she goes. It falls off.
Could do. And she's yellow, boys. That means power.
Mm-hmm.
Sweating all the horsepower.
And it doesn't line up, imagine.
Can't find a hole, buddy.
You need to turn it.
Yeah, I wonder if this, am I having it the right way, Hunter?
There's dowel pins right here.
Yeah,
Line them up.
yeah, boy, huh?
That would help.
That'll probably help, huh? Yeah, am I getting close? Am I getting close?
Close. Right there. Blue ball on it.
Hang on, let me test. Is that what happened?
Wrong hole, wrong hole. Oh.
Bro. Made different, dude. Move your finger.
I don't think that's
Brother.
right size. It's that one.
There she goes. There she goes. Jesus Christ. Only took 500 years. Alright, keep your finger there. Alright. Put some little Loctite on these and get them all torqued down. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna speed up that portion of that video right there.
Cut.
Cut! I said. Brother, after. Pause it. No, already turned off. Bro, after an hour of freaking struggling with putting this transmission on, finally got it to mate, getting everything tight, getting we put back in the car, hopefully. Ah, Jesus. Nice. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Alright, so we finally got the engine in the car, transmission bolted up, motor mounts are set in there, so just trying to get the correct orientation of the engine right now. Hopefully everything is squared away, we don't have to move it or anything like that. I'm going to start plumbing in the vacuum lines for the map sensor. Let's see, the wastegate. Well, yeah, I'll do the wastegate too. What else? Blow off valve, fuel pressure regulator, anything else that I'm missing. So I'm gonna start plumbing in that. There is one port in there that I really don't need, so I gotta cap it, and because I had that one come off last event, and it created a vacuum leak, and it sounded like this hand had a cam, and it was like whoom, whoom. So let me get that taken care of, and then hopefully, oh, I do gotta add oil. Don't want to forget, I got no oil in this thing. New filter on it. Gotta add oil. So, yeah. Hopefully try to get this thing fired up tonight. Alright, so I got most of this wiring pretty much all done. Wired back up. I do need to put some, accessories back on. Power steering pump, the cooler and all that good stuff, just so when I fire it up, freaking just doesn't blow fluid everywhere. Yeah, so pretty much everything's wired up. I do want to fire it up just without any of the radiator stuff plugged in or anything like that, just so make sure it starts and all that good stuff. So I'll try to get this thing started tonight, but probably not, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, so I'm about to fire this thing up. First things first, gotta put oil in this thing. I only run Valvoline VR1 2050. I've been running that since I've owned the car, and absolutely love this stuff. So that's what I always run. Put some oil in this thing. I'm not gonna put the intercooler on or anything like that, so make sure she cranks and fires before it catches any type of heat in here. But I'm not running this right now. That's an extra ground harness. I had to fix a couple of these. It was this one right here. I had to put an extra sleeve of this because it was getting exposed. So I'll put that on later when I button up everything. But I might button up the downpipe. I'm not sure because there are O2s in there that kind of help read this thing. So I actually might do that, and then I'll get her fired up. All right, got the screen loaded up here. Computer, fuel. We got 50. Let's see if it will come on, zoom in or focus up. Got 52 psi of fuel pressure, and I don't know if oil temp works, but IATs. Let's give it a shot. Have all the grounds in, so I wonder if that's gonna play a factor in this. But yeah, she's on. Idling a little rough right now, it feels like. Not too bad, but got a little shake to her. But I do want to switch out plugs at some point, probably before I get it tuned. So, and then yeah. She's good. She's Gucci.